Start.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Hey.
Live stream time. Yeah, that was annoying. Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm AJ. This is Diana, as usual, and you are watching the Mentor Monday live stream. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right into things because today we are talking about planner pro tips. Okay, so planner pro tips. Do you have one? Do you use one? Some people are like insane fans and they're so obsessed with their planners. Other people insist that they can do it all in their head. Which side are you on, Diana?
I need a planner. If it's in my head, it's gone.
Oh yeah, exactly. I have like so much stuff going on during the semester between like classes, work, hanging out with friends, events going on campus. Like
Yeah.
I can't keep it all together. I have to have it written down in some sort of like schedule format where I can see like what's going on that day and what I have to do.
Yeah, not only do I have like a planner, I've got sticky notes all over my room. I've got
Yeah.
a whiteboard that
Oh
has
yeah.
to-do lists. Sometimes in the middle of class, I'll remember something I need to do. So on the side of my notes, I have a list of things I need to do
Mhm.
after class.
Mhm.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, definitely. So here, in case you haven't noticed, we're big fans of planners. Flanners. No, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, so we're gonna talk today about how we personally organize our own planners and just kind of give more general tips. We really advocate for people to kind of pick and choose and kind of create their own system, whatever works for them. So if you see something you like, go ahead and use it. If you see something that you don't like, don't do it.
And don't be afraid to experiment. It took me 5 or 6 tries before I found a planner that actually works well for me.
Oh, yeah.
And it's again just like any study tips we give you guys or anything we really talk about. This is really personalized to you. So don't stick with something that doesn't work for you just because we say it works for us.
Yeah.
Find what works for you.
Yeah, and of course you can always like change something if it doesn't wind up working. I mean, here I am in my senior year and I finally feel like I've got it down. Of course, it's my senior year though. So it's taken a while. Like some semesters have been better than others, but you know, that's what comes with trying out things.
Yeah, and I know for me, my first couple of semesters, I wasn't involved as much, so I didn't necessarily need as much detail in my planner to like break it down by the hour. Now I've got so many things going on, I definitely need to have each hour accounted for.
Yeah, definitely. So, where do you want to start with?
Let's just kind of do a broad generalization of planners and some pro tips that we've heard along the semesters, and then we'll jump into some stuff that we personally do here. Some of the other mentors also use these tips and tricks.
Okay.
So, for starters, planners are available literally everywhere. I know I got mine at Target. There's some on Amazon. There's some at Office Depot, Max. The bookstore here on
Yeah.
campus has some.
That's where I got mine this year, and I'm
Nice.
surprisingly really liking it.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, and then I do know one of our past mentors actually got a planner off this website where it lets you customize it down to like what pages you want included and whatnot, which was really cool. But it is on the more expensive side of things.
Yeah, whenever you're buying a planner, definitely go in with a budget in mind because some of them are expensive. They have name brand planners, they have different sizes, different colors, so you can spend sometimes like 30 bucks on just a planner. Or you can get one that's super cheap for like $2 at the dollar store. So,
Yep.
kind of like have in mind what it is you're looking for, how fancy you're going to get, how dedicated to that planner you're going to be. You know, don't spend a lot of money on something if you're just going to use it for one semester and then get a new one the next semester. Usually these are set to match the academic year, so if you're going to buy something, you know, kind of use it for the whole year, but then take it seriously because you are going to have to use that for the whole year.
Yeah, I know that the one I bought right now from Target is from July to June, so it kind of covers that academic year. In the past, I've bought where it starts in August and ends in December of next year, so it's kind of 3 semesters in one planner.
Yeah, that's mine. Mine started, I had to check. Mine starts August 2017, which is this current semester, but it goes until December 2018. So I will have this for a while.
Yeah, but also, like she said, keep in mind how much you're spending because I bought that one that was for 3 semesters, but after one semester, I realized it wasn't really working for me. So if you spend a lot of money, then you can feel like you're wasting that money.
Yeah, definitely. And then it's also just like a waste of paper because then you have so many sheets that you didn't even use. And I don't know, can you recycle planners? I'm not too sure.
Maybe you can give it to like a younger sibling or something.
Yeah, give it to your past self.
Yeah. um, so yeah, go in with the mindset of like what you want, and also be very flexible. Like Just because can't find what you need specifically, either keep looking or maybe find something that's as close to what you're looking for as possible. Now, once you've gotten a planner, it's important to start marking off important events, things that you can't move around, such as classes, tests, doctor appointments, all of these things, so that when you start making plans, you can start to see what time's available.
Hold on, we're getting a question in, that's why
Ah,
we're pausing right now. Where is your favorite place to get a planner?
oh, that's a good question.
Well, like we said, we've thrown out different options. Personally, I don't like getting a lot of things online because I'm a very like hands-on visual person. Like if I can't see like exactly what size it is or like even like really particular like how thick the pages are because like the pens that I use will bleed through very easily.
Oh, geez, same.
So I'm super picky about my planner. So I like to go in store and kind of like open the package, like flip through the pages, see how it looks. I'm also like a fan. This is my planner. I like spirals,
Hmm.
not bound ones, because I like to be able to kind of like fold it in half and kind of maneuver around with it. So, but not every spiral is a good spiral. Sometimes they'll like fall out of the pages and everything. So I like to go to stores and get mine. I usually get them at Target, but this one I got at the bookstore this year. So I really like it.
Yeah, no, this is my planner. I'm a big fan of like a bigger spiral, kind of as you can see this.
Day designer.
Yeah, and I got mine from Target, and by far this is my favorite planner from all the ones that I've gotten. So I definitely have to say Target kind of wins for me, but
Well, that's a really good brand too, the Day Designer. I've had that
mhm,
one before and
yeah.
big fan. But I do know that they have like the more budget-friendly options and they have more expensive options too. So pay
Yeah,
attention to which one you're getting.
mine was like, I think like $11, so that's
Yeah,
definitely
this was like 10, I'm like off camera. This is like 10, 12 bucks I think at the bookstore.
yeah, so it's not like you don't have to spend a whole lot of money for a good planner. Um, Now, as we were saying earlier, major events such as tests, project due dates, essay due dates, classes, club meetings, homework due dates, all of these are important stuff that you know at the beginning of the semester. And so you should definitely block those off or, set yourself a little reminder. That way, when a friend comes up and says, "Hey, let's grab coffee," you can already look at your planner and you know exactly what times you can't do that.
Yeah, first and foremost, you have to prioritize. I mean, you are a college student, you're here in college. Your job is to go to those classes and get those assignments done in time. So, as soon as you get your planner, you should immediately mark off the days and times that you are in class. And then what I do is, as soon as I get my syllabus for a class, so this is for my Chaucer class that I have, on the syllabus, I'm like off camera, will
Oh, is
highlight,
it true?
okay, you can highlight that. I will highlight when exams are, when papers are due, when certain homeworks and readings are due, and then I immediately go and put that into the planner. And every class for me has like a certain color that I use, like a certain colored
Oh,
pen, so I
nice.
know exactly like what class that assignment is for too. So yeah, so then you can see if someone's like, hey, we're thinking about like taking a trip this weekend, do you want to come? But you look at your planner and you see, oh, I have a test that Monday. You can kind of see where you have the free time and where you don't.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing. I go in and I do my planner is really cool because it gives you like this little like three things you want to get done today. And so, for example, my devices, I have homework due tomorrow, and then I also have an exam. So the way I do it is I just everything that's school related is more of like a maroon color. And so at the top, I'll put all of the homeworks that are due and those like top three things to get done. And then I block off my times for my classes. And whenever I have an exam coming, I'll just put inside that block exam one or something like that. That lets me know which class it is at what time. And so then I can start looking how much time do I have to study in the weeks before.
Yeah, and so definitely, like I said, prioritize classes first, work second, and then you can kind of see where you have that free space to do your studying, to do
Hmm.
fun things like going out with your friends, or maybe just planning some downtime for you. Because sometimes the semester gets so busy that you actually do have to look for those free hours that you have to do nothing.
Yeah. I definitely know that like towards the end of the semester when I have my projects and stuff, I actually have to block off time and say, okay, you're not doing anything this hour or something like that. We have another question coming in.
So active today, I like it.
Woohoo.
What are your thoughts? I should have read it all at once instead
Yeah.
of in parts. on electronic planners.
Oh, we haven't really
Okay.
talked about those.
Example,
Outlook.
Outlook. Um, I do a combination of both. I have an
Same.
online calendar and I have like my paper planner. The tricky part there though is making sure that they match up because if you forget to put something on your online calendar, then you don't get the notification on your phone and then later that night you're looking through your planner and you're like, "Oh my
Oh,
gosh, I
jeez.
forgot to do this thing." So making sure that they're matched. Some people prefer to use only an electronic calendar. More power to them really. I could
Yeah.
never get away with doing that.
I'm a huge fan of paper. I like to have like tangible stuff, and I'm a huge fan of crossing stuff off when it's you know when I finish the to-do list or something like that. It just makes me feel like I've accomplished something. But I do use one of the great things about electronic planners is you can share it super easily.
Hmm.
I just send an email with the link to my planner, and the person has all of the information I have on there. And so that's like it's really helpful when I'm trying, like, let's say AJ and I are trying to coordinate a meeting. She can just look at both of our planners and see right away, oh, we're both free at 1 today, rather than her having to call me and I have to flip through my papers and find the time. And then I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, I'm free from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. And she's like, well, I can't do 2 to 3. Can you
Yeah.
do maybe 4 to
It
5?
it cuts out that back and forth thing. And also with electronic calendars, you can also make events and then just send them to people, and then they can accept or deny it based on their individual schedule. So that also cuts out the kind of back
Yeah.
and forth. Oh, we can't find any time to do anything.
Or I know for Outlook specifically, when I select people to look or to invite to an event, it'll actually tell me right away, free, 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 busy
Yeah, that's
on
true.
there. So that's really cool. If that's something you're like trying to coordinate stuff with people. So again, it's dependent on your style. I know a lot of people who just do the straight electronic. I know a lot of people who just do straight paper. It's dependent on what you prefer. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about our own planners and some of the other mentors' planners. So we kind of showed you ours. I'm a huge fan of this style where you have the month, and then you also have the hourly.
Oh, you're not on camera.
Oh, jeez. So kind of like the hour.
Do you want me to hold
Yeah. So it breaks down the week by hour, and that way I can block off times when I have mentee meetings, when I have work, when I have like student organization meetings. All of these things I can see visually, like a physical representation of what I have as the week goes on.
Oh, this
Um,
is weekly.
yeah, and then I also have the month, which I haven't filled out yet, but I can see like when payments are going in, when I'm getting paid, and I can just look at the month as a at a glance. You want to talk about yours?
Yeah, that was really hard to do actually. Yeah, so Diana has a planner that's bigger than mine. That's kind of like what's known as a large planner. I like
Yeah.
medium size, like so it's a little bit smaller. Yeah, but same thing as hers. I have like the monthly view. Mine's is somewhat filled out, and like I said, I color code everything. So if it's a social event, that's one color. If it's a work, that's one color. Classes each get their own color. That way, as soon as I see it immediately, like I know what that color is for. And then I also have sort of the weekly spread. But this is just like a picky thing for me. I don't like when the days have exact lines that you can write on because sometimes like some of my days are really busy and I run out of line space for writing stuff. So I prefer just like a blank area where I can write in whatever format I have. If I need to do bullet points for something, I can do that. If I need to cross something out, I can do that. And then it also has like the weekend available for me to write stuff on, but who wants to write their day out on their weekend?
And then another one of our peer mentors here, Katie, gave us her planner so that we could look at. And something really cool that I saw was she actually like does a little to-do list for every single day, and she crosses off every single thing that she's already accomplished or finished. And again, she has this monthly spread where she kind of writes some notes down. So it's again, it's something that's very personal to you, what your style is, and it's up to you. Another thing is if you don't necessarily want to go out and buy a planner, and you just kind of want to wing it by every week, do a different thing. The TRC has some papers available, something like this, where it's a week at a glance. And so you have your weekdays across the top and then your hours across the side. And you can actually like fill in blocks and put classes, times to study, when your homework is due, stuff like that. Or they also have this semester calendar, and I use this one personally just for the you know, tests or midterms or really important dates that I need to remember something important is happening that day. So again, it's up to you. These are free online, available from the TRC, and you can always just print one out at one of our print spots on campus. So then, here's some fun tips that we kind of found online. A really cool thing that I didn't think about was write out a weekly goal each week and then write daily steps to achieve this goal. And keep in mind to create goals that are SMART. So specific, measurable, accountable, realistic, and time based. So don't just say, oh, I want to finish this series today or this week or something like that. Actually go into detail and say like what time, when do you plan on finishing it, at what time, and how steps that you want to get to that goal. Oh no, next one.
More goals in the future. So it's really good to reassess the goal that you've already set and see if you're kind of matching up with it, and if not, like what you can change either about the goal or about what you're doing to accomplish it.
Yeah, and also remember that these are your planner, your schedule, all